This is Instagram. More like a brain rot now. And this was made by our friend Zuckerberg. But Zuckerberg, he loves to steal data. And I hate it because I don't scroll. A lot. So I decided to make my own Insta, or I say chat app, using QML and C++ for the server. Now it was time to write some code. But wait, I've never even coded in QML before. But you know what? I might be him. Somehow, I managed to open our first window, and it has a button. It was looking kind of flat, so I had to use my magic wand. And ta-da! We have a UI. And now I wanted to add a friend list inside this inbox. So I asked my good friend GPT for some help, and that was a total piece of shit. So I kinda fixed it myself. And now it kinda looked good. Then I added the functionality so that whenever we click our friend, the chat opens. Here how it looks. And here I made it so that whenever we send a message, you can see the message. And I kinda wanted to try this. And you know what? I happen to know the fix.
When you want to copy something, press Ctrl and C. It saves the stuff you really want as easy as can be.
It's fixed and works like a charm. Okay, now it should work fine. Now our basic layout was done, so I wanted to add some animations. Why?
Because I can.
And it's very simple. We set the target to the item we want to animate and choose a property. Like here, the property is scale, which will increase the size. And that's it for the animation. And you can see I made a pretty sleek entrance animation. I also kinda added a profile icon. And now our basic layout was done. So finally, I'll make concept for the UI. It turns out I'm quite bad at designing. So I just started working on our server and written the code so that we can communicate with the server. But you may ask, how does even a server works? It's simple. First, choose a port where server will run and bind the socket to it. Then server listens for connections and clients can connect using their own sockets. After that, client sends data using send and server can receive it using receive function. And that's how client-server communication works. Here, if I click send, it will show the message on server or not. Now, if I send a message to the server, it will show the output. But right now, any user can join unethically. So, I added login at server side in which the client sends JSON to a server and server will verify. If you are confused right now what's going on, well, right now I'm running server and client side by side because this client is for testing purposes. And now, we can also send messages, but a server must store the message from user to a file, and I used JSON format to store user data, so that it's easier for server to read. And now, if I send a message, it will show in the output and store in a file. Here's how file is updated in real time. You can see now, when I click the send button, the file opened behind updates with the new message. Now that solved a lot of issues and opened a path to fetch chats. And this was the most of the server, and now I can finally use this magic wand. Never mind. Yes, now it was actually looking quite better than before. I also added this profile picture area, but right now there are no actual profile pictures. And now we can load the profile picture from our own system, which is great. But the real issue now begins. Because the server doesn't take raw images. At first, needs to be converted into binary data, and before that, we have to tell the server image is complete so that it's ready to handle the binary data. And then server converts the binary data back into image. That shit really took a lot of time. But now we can load the profile picture from server and also receive images. Now all basic features were now implemented except searching for a user. And I wanted it to be unique. with the web sort of structure, and I failed to make it. So I did what a good human would do. And now we have it in our hands ready. It actually quite turned out to have a space sort of theme, which actually looks good. But that was not enough. So I thought to add planet and moving stars. And now we have planet and moving stars with a parallax background, which is basically stars move along with our mouse position. And I was quite happy how it turned out. So I did some fixing around, and now we have our search results, which we can drag around and play with because I wanted it to be fun. Then I coded for the login page, and it was time for the final showdown. Now you enjoy the ride. And this is our profile page, which also have friend request section. And here we can also change our profile picture. Now everything was working fine, and we can also see the images are able to load. And this was it. It was finally done after 3 months of work.